Hey guys, this is Garrett Carroll, and today we're back with another video, and we're going to be talking about the top tips to purchasing a home out here in the Tampa Bay area in 2025. Let's get into this.
Here we go.
So the first tip that we're going to be talking about is saving for a down payment. This is very important because you really can't purchase a home without a down payment, or can you? There are some things that you can do to purchase a home without a down payment, and we'll get into that. But for most people and most situations, and depending on timing, you will need a down payment, especially if you want to avoid PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, and your lender will more than likely require that if you're putting less than 20% down. So if you put over 20% down, you can usually avoid that, which will save you money in the long run. And it will also bring your payment down monthly because you won't have that insurance that you're paying. Now, there is options if you'd like to do less than 20% and keep that money in your pocket for leverage or whatever you'd like to do with that money, maybe make more money with that money. You can use a government-backed loan, like an FHA loan, or if you served in the military or the forces, you can use a VA loan. And these allow you to use significantly less down payments, such as 3% for FHA and nothing down for a VA loan. Now, you can use conventional loans and do less than 20%, and they look strong, but you won't avoid that PMI. So you want to make sure that you know what you're doing when it comes to your mortgage and how you'd like to handle that. Another thing with the down payment is sometimes there are down payment assistance programs that will allow you to get into a home with no money down. You will have to pay that back, but you don't have to use any of your money depending on your situation, like we said, and if you qualify for those certain programs. Now we're on to tip number 2, and that is going to be to find a great realtor out here in the Florida, Tampa Bay area. You want to make sure that you ask some questions like, how many years have you been in the business? How many buyers did you help last year? And you also want to make sure that you check their online reviews. This is very important because good realtors will have good reviews, and you'll see evidence of that all along their internet sources, and everywhere that they're at, you will see good reviews. Now, tip number 3 is going to be to get yourself a pre-approval. Sellers will require a pre-approval before they can accept any offers. They need to see that you're qualified. Either you're qualified or you have the funds if you're buying a home with cash. If you're purchasing a home with cash, we still will need to provide proof of funds. Pre-approvals can usually be done very quickly. I have mortgage brokers out here in the area that can get them done really quick, as fast as 30 minutes to an hour. They can have that done as long as you supply all the documents that they need. Then they can have that done, and we can get a pre-approval and put an offer in on a property. Now, some of the things that a mortgage broker will look for when they're pre-approving you for a property is they're going to look at your credit score. They'll also look at your credit report, your debt to income ratio, your employment history. They're also going to look for your monthly income and your payment history. So they want to make sure that you're making all your payments on time and that you have the money and you are who you say you are, basically. So they'll check your employment, make sure that you're employed full time if that's what you said you are at the place you said you are employed. I also recommend that you use a local lender. It's very important to have a lender that's local and in the market, just like a realtor. You want to have a realtor that's in the market and knowledgeable of the area, just like you want a lender that does the same thing. So the number 4 tip is going to be to choose your area wisely. And this could differ depending on who you are. Maybe equity is the most important thing to you. Maybe you want to see the equity in your home go way up. So you might want to choose in more of an up and coming area if you want something that's going to have the most value in the next few years and equity. Now, you might also want something that's not, in an up and coming area. You might want something that's more established in a community with an HOA that has pools and different things. You might want a gated community. There's a tons of different communities out here to check out and areas. So I recommend that you make yourself familiar with the areas and the different communities and homes and styles of communities, because there's so many out here. There's resort style communities to communities with no HOAs and no fees. So depending on what you like, we have that all out here for you. You just want to make sure that you check them out and are knowledgeable on the area. So now that we've gotten to this point, my 5th tip to you is going to be to check out some different homes and actually put an offer in on one. Once you put the offer in on one, you have your inspections, your appraisals, and your financing deadline. Your inspection period, you can pull out of that deal for any reason. And your realtor, if you have a good realtor, they're going to make sure that they explain this to you and try and get you as long enough time so you can get your inspections done and be protected so you can pull out of that deal if something goes wrong. You're also going to have an appraisal, and that could be another thing that you have to negotiate and work through depending on what the home appraises at. And then you have your financing deadline. So once you get clear to close and you're completely done, you can go to the closing table and close on your new home. I really hope these tips were helpful for you guys. If you could, please subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions or anything else that you think we should recommend to clients and buyers out here in the area. And we'd love to hear from you. My phone number will be right here on the screen if you'd like to reach out. We'd love to help you find a property out here in the Tampa Bay area. It would be awesome if we could do that for you. Tampa Team TLC out.